whole lot of loving is what we'll be bringing. We'll make you happy.
Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Schools with Heart. I'm Olivia LaField, and if you've watched my 7 previous videos, you know that this channel is dedicated to the teachers of America and parents and beyond her shores who are seeking to introduce social emotional learning into their classrooms and homes. If you're joining me today for the first time and didn't start with episode 1, I highly encourage you to go back and begin there. I create my videos in a very sequential format so that each one builds on the previous video. In the first episodes, I shared personal stories about my journey to becoming a teacher and about my last 48, almost 49 years in the classroom. You learned that I'm still actively working with 2nd through 8th grade. Hopefully, you've bought my books and have made a hard and fast commitment to making SEL your top priority. I can't emphasize that enough. If you truly want to see awe-inspiring changes in your students, SEL simply must come first. When you read the stories and the testimonies in my book, The School That Love Built, you'll get a much better sense of how our school's 100% commitment to social emotional learning was the key to our success. I fully intend to use every tool in my arsenal to help the teachers of America create classrooms that feel more like happy homes and less like turbulent tornadoes. Sound unrealistic? Far-fetched? Of course it does. Maybe you are one of those teachers who dreads the end of summer. Maybe you are not yet a believer in the power of social emotional learning. I ask only that you give me a chance to show you how with guidance, knowledge, patience, commitment, and unfaltering love, you will, I guarantee it, see miracles. A growth mindset plus emotional intelligence plus grit plus new knowledge plus love plus the Olivia factor equals the cake. That's the formula for success. Today I'm going to share with you a clever yet uniquely powerful technique that I devised many years ago to teach my students that they could expect me to push them very hard in the coming year in order to help them reach their full potential. It's a visual lesson that they remember for the rest of their lives, and after you watch this video today, I hope you will institute it into your classroom as well. In simple terms, this lesson is all about high expectations. Rather than telling you about this lesson, I'm going to explain how I do it. For this lesson, you'll only need some kind of a bar and a clip art picture of a high jumper. Now, this is not my real bar. This is I'm just using it to pretend to show you the lesson today. My real bar is round and it's painted red. It's about this length, just about this length, and it's in the eraser tray at school. I meant to bring it home, but I forgot. So I just got a bar out of the garage to show you the general idea. For many years, I borrowed a real high jump bar from the PE teacher, but the school where I teach now doesn't have one, so I made my own. So actually, I like having my own though much better because I keep it handy in the eraser tray for moments when I need to hold it up to remind my students why I am refusing to accept anything less than their best. So here we go. First, you talk about the picture of the high jumper. Now, the way I do it in class is I really don't have a picture of the high jumper like this in a little poster. I put it on the whiteboard. I make it really, really big because I'm standing right in front of the whiteboard and I'm pointing to the high jumper. So all you need to do is find one on clip art, go to clip art high jumper, black and white, and there are so many to choose from. Usually I actually get one that's a silhouette, but today I found this one of this little girl, so I like her better. She looks like a middle school girl. And so I decided, as we were planning the video today, I decided, well, I'm going to color this, and I'm going to laminate it, and I'm going to take it to school. And I have a young man who had a problem on Friday, and he actually went on probation for the skills of independence. So I'm going to take him outside, and I'm going to have this with me, and I'm going to show him how I was just pushing him hard to reach his full potential, that I have high expectations of him, and I'll use this as a visual from now on. So just these ideas come to me, and I love that. So when it's on the whiteboard, I point to it and I ask my students questions. I say, what's the sport? What do they have to do? Do you think it would be hard? Can the bar be adjusted? When does the bar get higher? What's the object of this sport? Etc. The point is to get a discussion going about this picture. You want to engage everyone, if possible, to really participate in this discussion. They have no idea where you're going with this little high jumper, but the idea is that you're going to make an analogy here of this high jumper and them, and as from the sport to the classroom, and what that looks like. And so you'll see that this discussion of this little high jumper could last a long time. One question kind of leads to another. So take your time trying to get as much full class participation as possible. You want to move the discussion to the role of the coach. Don't forget that. Ask what makes a great coach for this little girl. What do coaches do to help their athletes jump higher until they just can't jump any higher? What's that called? And they probably won't guess it, so you tell them it's about reaching their full potential as an athlete. Now, let's pretend you've decided you want to be a high jumper. You say to them, what kind of a coach would you want to work with? You ask your students, will it be easy to reach your full potential? What will you have to do? How will you feel every time you jump higher? What will you do when you miss the bar over and over? You're engaging your students to pretend that they are now a high jumper. And you want them to really come to the conclusion that they want a great coach, that they want a coach who can really help them get over that bar. Now move away from the picture of the jumper and relate the discussion to the classroom. You say to your kids, you want them to pretend that you are their coach, and that as students you want them to reach their full potential. You, or like the great coaches, you want them to be winners, to be proud of their performance, that you don't expect everyone to make A's in your class, to jump highest and to be at the top of the class. You just want their best, whatever that is. That's all anyone can do, is their best. You're holding your bar this whole time. If you have the slow but sure wins the race poster on the wall, you point to it and remind them that people are different. Some are faster, some are slower, but as long as they just keep going, that they'll be a winner in the race of life. That they can always be proud of themselves as long as they stay in the race. Tell them that just as great coaches always know when to push harder to get the best out of their athletes, that you know when to push harder to get their best, and that you will do it. You will push hard. You want them to know that when you're pushing them hard, it's because you know that they can do better. You want them to remember that when they want to quit, you're going to be there to help them get over that bar. Talk about what kind of life do they want. Do they want to be known as a quitter, or do they want to be known as the little red hen who did the work and got the cake? Maybe you have the little red hen poster, you can point to it. Tell them all year long, you will hold the bar very high and hold it up for them. You'll expect their absolute best, that they may not like how it feels, but that you won't let that stop you from holding it high. Tell them that you will not lower the bar. And now talk about how holding the bar high is all about how much you love them. That if you didn't love them, you just let them slide. You would let them be lazy. You'd let them quit. Tell them that the love that pushes hard is called tough love. Tough love is love that holds them accountable. Tough love doesn't feel good, but it always helps them get over the bar. And when they get over the bar, they're going to respect themselves. They're going to be happy with who they are. They're going to love the feeling of success. Tell them about the expression, no guts, no glory. Discuss what it means. I relate the discussion at this point to my own life, that it took guts for me to become a teacher, but that I'd never quit. And the glory is almost 49 years of doing what I love, a lifetime of glory. As the year goes by, every once in a while, I have to pick up my bar from the eraser tray when I am not happy about something, and this happened last week. My students know instantly what is about to happen. Every time I start the same way, I ask, "What is this, class?" And I'm holding on the bar, to which they respond, "It's your bar, Miss LaField." And then I ask, "Does anyone know why I'm holding it right now?" They always do, because I'm not happy about something, and a short discussion follows. Next I ask, "What will I never do, class?" And they say, "You'll never lower your bar, Miss LaField." "Why not?" I ask, followed by a short discussion. If you decide to introduce this powerful visual with your students, you may want to watch this video again to get the flow of the lesson. And once you do it the first time, you'll see that it's a cinch from then on. Once a year, the year of the Olympics, I don't use the clip art high jumper. I show a video from the Olympics high jump finals. This past year, the video is the most awesome ever. The two finalists tied and decided to share the gold. The Italian's response was hilarious. He fell on the ground. He was so happy he couldn't contain his emotions. You just have to see it. I really advise you to go there and find it. Your kids will just love it. It's a perfect visual of how happy we are when we work hard, do our absolute best, and get the cake. And in this case, it was the gold. That's all for today. Please don't forget to like, share your comments, and definitely let me know how it went in your class with your bar. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.